Good morning, children. Welcome to your chemistry online class. I hope all of you are doing well. So, in last chapter, we discussed about a very important organic molecule called amines. And so far, we discussed so much about the organic molecules such as alcohol, aldehyde, ketones, carboxylic acid, etc. So, in today's class, we are starting a new lesson or new chapter that is very important to us because this is the chemistry of us, the chemistry of our body, our entire organ system. In our body, in the organ systems, there is a chemistry. Our entire body is made up of some organic molecules and they have certain functions, certain roles. Such organic compounds are known as biomolecules. Based on the functions and structure and role, we can classify these biomolecules as carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acid, fats or lipids. These are the type of biomolecules in our body. So, in today's class, we are going to deal about very important biomolecule called carbohydrates. So, what are carbohydrates? By hearing the name carbohydrates, what you are getting? Are you getting any idea? Yes. Carbohydrates. These are hydrates of carbon. What is that hydrate? That is water. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So we can define carbohydrates are the compound which made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And if we take all these biomolecules, the main component of the biomolecules is carbon. We know carbon is a very versatile element. It has so many properties rather than other than all elements in the periodic table. This versatile nature of carbon lead to the formation of many such compounds, and our entire body is made up of these very important carbon compounds. So in today's class, we'll see what are carbohydrates and type of carbohydrates and what will be their function. Okay, let's start. So as we discussed earlier, carbohydrates are the compound which are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So if we write the general formula of carbohydrate, it will like CxH2OY. This X and Y are the real numbers, and but all carbohydrates will not come under this formula. For example, there is another deoxyribose called rhamnose. Rhamnose, it will not fit to this formula. So we need another definition. So the definition of carbohydrates are the compound which are polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. If we take carbohydrates, either it may be an aldehyde or ketone, and it also contain more than one OH group, that is hydroxyl group. So we can define carbohydrates as carbohydrates are the compound which contain polyhydroxy group and which is a aldehyde or ketone which having polyhydroxy group. For example, if you take glucose is a polyhydroxy aldehyde. This if it is an aldehyde, we can call it as aldose. And if you take fructose is a polyhydroxy ketone. If it is a ketone, the functional group is ketone, we can call it ketose. So aldose and ketose are there that we will explain later. So the main definition of aldehyde and ketone is they are polyhydroxy aldehyde or ketone. And we can classify our carbohydrates in the basis of hydrolysis. Based on hydrolysis, we can classify them as three: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. And these carbohydrates also known as saccharides. Saccharides means sweet tasting. Most of the carbohydrates are sweet in taste. They are sugars. They will come under the sugar family. For example, glucose. We know glucose, we are getting glucose from sucrose, from cane sugar. So we know glucose is sweet in taste. So commonly, carbohydrates also known as saccharides. So hydrolysis. Based on the hydrolysis, if we do hydrolysis on a carbohydrate, based on the number of products after the hydrolysis, we can classify it as monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides are the compound which will not undergo further hydrolysis. It will not give any products, because after hydrolysis also we will get the same compound. It will not undergo hydrolysis. We cannot make this monosaccharides similar on hydrolysis. For example, glucose, fructose. If we done hydrolysis on glucose and fructose, we won't get any other new compound. We'll get back the glucose only, or glucose water only. So we cannot make it is similar. So such compounds are known as monosaccharides. Mono means one. And the next one is oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides, we can further classify oligosaccharides as bi, tri, tetra, penta, etc. That is, after hydrolysis, based on hydrolysis, after hydrolysis, how many monosaccharides will get? Based on that, we can classify them. So, based on hydrolysis or after hydrolysis, we will get, if we are getting 2 to 9 monosaccharides, we can call them as oligosaccharides. For example, sucrose. If we done hydrolysis on sucrose, we'll get 2 monosaccharides, that are glucose and fructose. So we can call it as a bisaccharide or disaccharide. We'll get 2 monosaccharide. If we are getting 3 monosaccharide, we can call it as tri. If it is 4, we can call it as tetra. That is oligosaccharides. And next one is polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are the compound on hydrolysis we get n number of monosaccharides. Many monosaccharides. For example, if you are taking starch, if you are done hydrolysis on starch, we will get n number of glucose molecule. For example, starch, cellulose, these are polysaccharides. And the starch and cellulose are the example for polysaccharides. So we'll see monosaccharides detail. We know carbohydrates can classified as simple and complex. So based on that, simple contain monosaccharides and disaccharide. If it is one sugar, we can call it as monosaccharide. If there are 2, we can call it as disaccharide. If there are 3, we can call it as trisaccharides, etc. And complex, that is many sugars, that is polysaccharides. So monosaccharides, for monosaccharides, examples are glucose, fructose, and galactose. For disaccharide, maltose, sucrose, etc. And our polysaccharides, starch, glycogen, fiber. So we are going to discuss detailedly about monosaccharides. So monosaccharides are simple sugars that cannot be further hydrolyzed into simple carbohydrates, and it is categorized by the number of carbon atom that we'll see. So these monosaccharides, we can call it as aldose or ketose based on the functional group. For example, if we take this compound, that is glucose, it is known as aldohexose. Why? If you take glucose, it's contain CHO, that is C double bond H. What is that? It is an aldehyde. So we can call it as aldose, and there are 6 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atom. Hence it is known as hexose. It is contained aldehyde group, so aldohexose. And if you check with another hexose, another one, for example, the ketone group is attached to it in the second carbon atom, C double bond O, R group. So we can call it as ketohexose. It also contains 6 carbon atom. So we can call it as ketohexose. This is the first type of classification of monosaccharides. We can classify it as aldose and ketose. The next type of classification is based on the number of carbon atom, we can further classify it as triose, tetros, pentos, hexos, etc. For example, if we take this glyceraldehyde, it is an aldose, and in that 1, 2, 3, 3 carbon atom are there. So we can call it as triose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms, so we can call it as pentos. In glucose, we already said it is a hexose. So if we count the number of carbon atom, we can identify that it contains 6 carbon atom. Then, what is this D and L? Here also you have seen that D glucose, D fructose, etc. What is this D and L? It is based on the stereochemistry and isomerism. For example, we know that if you take this chiral carbon, here also a carbon is there, the center carbon. This carbon is known as chiral carbon. Why it is known as chiral carbon is, if a compound is, if we are saying a compound is optically active, that compound should contain chiral carbon. So what is this chiral carbon? Chiral carbon means none other than it should, the functional group or other compounds attached to the carbon should be different. For example, if you take the central carbon atom, the one functional group is H, another is OH, another CH2OH, another aldehyde. So 4 different atoms or groups attached to this carbon. So we can call such carbons as chiral carbon. So if you take this chiral carbon attached to the CH2OH, and if you check this, here you can see the OH group. The OH group and CH2OH are in the same position. Such compounds are known as D compounds. And if we check here, the CH2OH and OH are in opposite position, so we can call it as L. It is based on the optical activity. So we can call it as D-glyceraldehyde and L-glyceraldehyde. So if the CH2OH group is oriented into the according to the hydroxyl group according to oriented in the right side and left side, based on that we can classify it as D and L. And one more thing is there. It is noted that all naturally occurring sugars belong to D series. For example, D-ribose, D-glucose, D-galactose, D-fructose, all naturally occurring sugars belong to D series. So I hope all of you understood what are biomolecules and classification of biomolecules, what are monosaccharides and the classification of monosaccharides. So next class we'll discuss about very important monosaccharide, glucose. Okay, thank you.